on Vlogmas, and I am in my laundry room, and I am looking in my pantry to find a selection of pickled items and relishes to take to the departmental potluck today. So that's my first agenda, and now that I'm dressed and ready to go, I don't have any classes today other than going and watching the capstone presentations. So we got departmental meeting. Okay, so here's what I've got left in my pantry from canning this year, and I've gotten rid of a lot of the jellies and jams as gifts for people, but this is what I've got left. And so I'm going to pick out some items that I think would be good for the departmental potluck. So let's see. I'm going to take a jar. I need to make sure I've got an extra jar of that though before I choose to take that. I just have one jar of that, so if I do, I'm not going to take it. I've got this hot pepper relish. I'll have to get rings for all these after I pick out what I'm taking. Let's see. That's pickled squash. We'll take that. Azita would like that, so I'll take that. Then let's see. I've got chow chow. Red cabbage chow chows. I've got dilly beans. We'll take some dilly beans. Those are dilly beans. We'll take the dilly beans. I could just take a regular dill pickle. Maybe. That would be alright. And let's see. I've got bread and butter jalapenos. I've already given my friend Tim his jar of these, so I'll take a jar of those. Hi Lacey, are you checking me out, seeing what I'm doing? Alright, well, I'm saving that pickled okra to give to somebody, so they can't have that. Alright, I guess that's what I'm taking to the departmental potluck, I think. Well, I finished my grading for my online class. I had a couple of students submit files that were messed up, so I emailed them and asked them to resubmit the files. And I met with my Capstone 2 student. She was wanting to go over her talk one more time, and she had it all fixed up and did a good job. So I told her, I said, you know, go relax. You've got 3 hours before you have to present. Go relax, go eat lunch, go take a nap, do something, get your mind off of it. And so now we're getting ready for our departmental potluck. You're fine. I'm just taking some video. It's beginning to smell eating the gumbo. That good stuff. And then Andy brought us this paper, which is appropriate today. Apparently someone got... Andy, what was the origin of this paper?
There was a professor who got fed up with getting spammed in the email. You know, like those minor journals, they're always pounding in for papers. He got fed up one day, and so he sent that manuscript into one of them, and where chicken was like every single word, title, abstract, even the figures and graphs. Some not so much, but the point is, it actually got published. Being a minor journal, they didn't care. So,
cool. Yum, yum, yum.
Which holds our solution, has our salt bridges in it, and then we had our pipette pencil, or I mean perfusion pencil.
To be necessary to produce a lot of force whenever you're doing this. You know, the payloads don't exceed typically 4 pounds, so you can imagine, and also we wouldn't be inside of a high wind area trying to control the craft.
He thought that there would be civilizations out there, so he decided to make a hypothetical equation to estimate the civilizations in our galaxy.
Previous stars were in, how they were forming, and what were they composed of.
Okay, well, we're done with the senior lab presentations, or my students are done, and I just excused myself because I wanted to get home before it got completely dark. They did good. You know, Kimberly was a little bit nervous, but she got through it and did okay. And then Luke and Jordan were good. I was proud of them. They had done everything that I'd asked them to do. So I am headed home. It's about 4:30, so I doubt that I'll get home before dark, because it gets dark about 5, or the sun goes down about 5 right now. And twilight this time of year does not last for very long. I thought I'd talk to y'all while I was driving home a little bit. I had a couple of people ask me this, and then I thought, well, I might have some new people watching that didn't know what all I do. And yesterday, one of the parents at the planetarium show asked me what made me get interested in astronomy and astrophysics. And I can remember very clearly 2 things that got me interested, and they were both when I was very young. The first one was the PBS station here, AETN, which is Arkansas Educational Television Network. They had programming in the summertime during the day. There was a lot of science programming, which I loved. I was just totally fascinated by it. And they had, around the time that I was starting to watch this stuff, was when the Voyager probes were starting to do their flybys of the gas giant planets. So Voyager 1 and 2, and also the Pioneer missions went out to look at the planets. And I remember there being a program about these missions, and they were stop motion videos. So they basically took a whole lot of images and stacked them together to make a video of Jupiter. And you could see the motion of the clouds, and you could see the great red spot swirling and all of this stuff. And then the other thing was they had a hypothetical of what they thought Pluto might be like this icy world that they thought Pluto looked like if you were standing on the surface of it. And that image stuck with me. I guess there's really 3 things. So the second thing was my mother, when I was about probably in 1st grade, maybe, at the grocery store, the IGA at Adkins that we used to buy our groceries at, they had a display of books. They were little golden books, but they were like workbook type things, and they were probably about 8.5 by 11 pages. And she bought me 3 of them. They were 79 cents or 69 cents a piece. She got me the one about mammals, the one about rocks and minerals, and the one about astronomy. And I still have those books. I actually found them the other day, and I've been meaning to show them on a podcast. I found those books, and boy, I was really studying, because I had little things written in the margins and stuff circled and underlined and stars. And I mean, y'all, I was in 1st or 2nd grade doing this, okay? And then the other thing that I remember, and this is a memory that had kind of slipped my mind until just now, when I was in 2nd grade, our science book, when they were talking about the moon, there was this stylized, like 1970s rock and roll poster image of the moon goddess Selene. And I remember it was these shades of blue, and she was this very powerful woman, and it was sort of, you were standing looking up at her, kind of like if you were standing looking up at the Statue of Liberty. And that image has stuck with me my whole life. So the cards were kind of laid that I was going to be a scientist, and for sure probably going to be an astronomer. If I hadn't been an astronomer, I'd have probably been a geologist or a meteorologist, honestly. But astrophysics, man, that's my jam. Anyway, I thought I'd share that memory because it was something that one of the parents asked me about yesterday. And I guess since I might have some new people watching, I thought I would share that with you guys. So I am headed home. I've got to do my chores, most likely by a flashlight. And then hopefully tonight, I want to try to make some more of those fabric stars tonight if I'm not just too poop to pop, as my mom used to say, when I get done with my evening chores. Hopefully everything at the house is quiet and calm, and I can get some craftiness in tonight. So anyway, I'll check in with y'all when I get there. Oh, girl, you going to inspect the bucket? I think it's all poured out. Yep, I think it's empty. Okay, guys, I gotta go finish. Banjo, why are you running everybody off their food? That's rude. Okay, well, I'm home and I have done my outside chores and the dogs are currently eating. So I've got a couple of things. I need to do some repairs on some of the horses' leg boots tonight. And then I want to work on some of those fabric folded stars. But I also got 2 more seed books in the mail. Yay! Seed Saver Exchange, which is another sort of rare seed, kind of unusual, Smiley, heirloom seed company, and then Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, and they specialize in seeds that grow well down here where it's a little hotter and a little more humid than some of the other seed catalogs. So I like to get it to order from too, because I know these varieties have been tested to grow well where I live. Because a lot of times I have problems with humidity down here and the fact that it gets really hot in the summer, and sometimes things quit producing in the middle of the summer when it gets really hot. So I like these two also. So I'm going to work on the leg boots, and then I'm going to work on the folded stars, I guess, and then I'll eat, because I'm sure not hungry after all that good potluck we had. Here are my Adventy goodies from the last couple of days. These are the 2 from Lollipop Girl Yarns, and then Miss Shirley sent me a coloring book and some crayons, which she knows I love, and these 2 skeins of DK weight yarn. So yay! More goodness to work with. Okay, so I'm back here in my crafting room, and what I am working on tonight are leg boots, horse leg boots. They have these Velcro tabs, and these need to be washed, but they have Velcro tabs on them that wrap, and sometimes they tear, like this one did. Okay, and hopefully we catch them when they tear, but sometimes we don't, and they just get lost, so I have to replace the Velcro. So what I'm going to do to this one is I'm going to try to overlap this and zigzag this together to keep it together. And then this one, she said, had a place, this one is starting to tear here. So I'm going to try to sew that and reinforce it a little bit. And then somewhere I've got some black Velcro straps that I bought, or stuff that I, not straps, but I bought a set of black Velcro that was wide like this, that I'm going to try to replace these 2 tabs on this boot. So I've got 2 of Bo's boots, 1 of Gusty's boots, and then I think this is Cash's black boot that I need to fix. So, so that's what I'm going to try to do that first, because those need to be fixed so we can wash them before the Christmas show Saturday, or Sunday rather, Sunday. Okay, so Mr. Tooths and Hazel say it's time to make some more stars, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, I got some more stars made. This is such a great scrap busting project. And I'm even going to use these. I have an idea for the pieces I've cut off the ends too, so I'm excited to try that to see if it will work. Now I'm going to eat because I'm finally hungry. I got a really nice thank you card from Vanessa and her family, so it was such a pleasure to have Amelia and Vanessa and John here. I had a great time with them, and I'm going to talk more about that when I do my actual podcast episode this week. I'm going to try to record Thursday morning. I think I'll have some time because the saga of the refrigerator is continuing on Thursday, so we'll talk more about that another day. Anyway, I'm going to eat some supper, and then I'm going to try an idea I have for those fabric strips. So I made the little stars, and I had all these little end cuts that look like this, you know, these little pieces that I'd cut off the ends. So I have a lot of buttons, and I thought, well, let me see what I can do with those. So I ended up making this little Christmas tree. Well, it's not straight, but you get the idea maybe. I used up some of my buttons, and I used my little scrap pieces, and I just threaded, in this case, just a piece of scrap yarn through it. So it's a nice little scrap busting project. Waste not, want not, right? So I thought that was really cute. Okay, so there's my final product for about an hour's work tonight. I'm pretty happy with that turnout. Yeah, so I'm pretty pleased. That's a great scrap busting project. I love using up scraps. I don't like to throw scraps away, so I like finding ways to use them creatively. Well, I think I'm done for tonight. It's almost 10 o'clock, which is a little bit later than I normally stay up on a weeknight. I've got a final, or well, not really a final. They're turning in their final essays in the morning at 8 o'clock, and then I want to try to get some grading knocked out and get some grades submitted tomorrow. So it was pretty good evening. I got my little stars done. Also, while I was at the meeting and the senior lab, or the capstone, we call it capstone now, presentations, I got quite a bit of knitting done on my Wadsworth cowl. You know, considering I just had about 2 rows into it, so I'm about what's that, might be an inch and a half. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to knit until you just repeat this pattern, this texture pattern, until it's 5.5 inches, and then you do your last solid rounds. So not bad for just getting started on it. This is one of my Shave 'em to Save 'em projects with that Lester Longwool yarn. So I'm pretty happy with that. Got my little DPNs, or my needles in a little cozy here so I don't lose some stitches. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. I hope the sound is better today for those of y'all that are listening. I appreciate the feedback so that I know how to make things better for everybody. But I'm going to call it a night. I hope y'all are doing good. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I know that you know, maybe it's not what you expect, or you want more crafting or whatever, but I'm just kind of showing you a slice of life. So hopefully, I think a lot of y'all said you enjoy that. So anyway, I'm going to pile up in the bed and look at my seed catalogs and call it a night. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.